Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Neuro Natters. I'm Steve. I've got our lovely Jennet and Helen with us, and today we're going to be discussing the dyslexia assessments and what that looks like. Ladies, have you got your cup of tea ready?
Got a
Okay.
cup of tea.
Excellent. So, Helen, tell me, walk me through it. What does the assessment look like?
So at Dyslexia Test Centre, which is our company, we offer, if you wanted to, a 15-minute free consultation, video one. So you can book on that, or you could email, or you can call us with your concerns and worries. And then we sort of go through and ask you what your main concerns are. If you want to go ahead with it, we would send you a booking link with your questionnaires and everything else on there. The questionnaires would be, if you're an adult, it'd be about your background. And for the children, you'd have the background, like their sort of developmental, if they met the milestones. It'd be a school questionnaire, like how they're getting on at school, because you're really important to get the school involved. Because if you want exam access arrangements, you need that, otherwise you may not get the help. There's also one for the child to complete because it's important for their voice to be included in the assessment process. And then once you've got those things, you fill in before the assessment. You'd on your video link. So on the day, it's around about 3 hours your assessment. That could be longer depending if you need extra breaks. So you need a full-size laptop, not an iPad, unless it's a really big one. You need to make sure that the room is quiet and not lots of interruptions, good quality mic and a good camera. We always say to have full-sized A4 paper, pens and paper. Snacks if you want snacks, because it's quite a long time. And what we do is we share the screen. You don't need to operate anything. As long as we can see you, and if it's for children, we always ask for the parents not to be in the room because it affects the sort of assessment. Because if I know as a parent myself, I'm like, do you not know that answer? Or sometimes the children look back, am I
Yeah,
right?
do.
So it's really important it's their assessment, so we don't interfere with that. And then once we've done the assessments, with the handwriting and that, I take lots of videos and photographs and also get the parents to send me images as well. So that's usually how it works.
How
And
long does it take, Helen?
we say 3 hours approximately, sometimes it's a bit longer, 3.5. They do get breaks. What we do is we turn off our camera and mic and encourage them to do it as well so they can move, to lots of movement breaks. But yeah, if it can be done quicker, then that's brilliant, but we never rush it. So sometimes a child needs to start jump. Sometimes they're picking up their dog and going, there's my dog. It's
And
whatever
that's
it
just
is.
us as the assessors, right?
It's whatever it is to make them feel comfortable because it's their assessments, it's their space.
And am I
So,
right in thinking you have to be a certain licensed practitioner to do a dyslexia assessment because of the disability funding rules? And if you're not on a certain register, what's that about?
yeah,
Jeanette?
you definitely have to. It's very, very strict guidelines, very strict. All assessors do have to have their APC to be able to make a right diagnostic report and make a diagnostic decision. We Personally, we have our own quality assurance as well. Helen and I check each other's work, check our assessors' work, do a dip for quality assurance, discuss tricky cases. And then again, when it comes to analysis of handwriting or analysis of spelling, we might do that together because we've got different skill sets. And then we have to think about the implications that has on daily life and on numeracy. Many people think they've got a difficulty with numeracy like dyscalculia when it's actually a very specific processing difficulty around their dyslexia, actually. So after we've assessed them, they will get a very detailed report, which they're free to pass on to the school. That's up to them. That's their choice. And we try to turn that whole process around within 2 to 3 weeks, depending.
We also do try and give feedback if it's an obvious profile. We try at the end of the session to give feedback. Sometimes if it's tricky and we need to look at the writing or we need to spend more time, then it might be like within the week, depending on people's appointment times because we're busy, people are busy as well.
And thinking about the assessment process, what would I get at the end of it? Like, how does that actually help me with dyslexia? What adjustments are going to happen with my education or workplaces?
Well, in the report itself, you would get a list of recommendations personalised to you and a list of interventions, or if you're doing professional exams, you would have recommendations of reasonable adjustments. Again, if you're studying at university, we'd obviously make your needs clear and understood so that you could access the help that you need there. I think understanding a full cognitive profile, understanding your strengths and your challenges is really helpful for anybody. And you might not have a full profile of dyslexia. It might be other underlying difficulties like ADHD or autism that, of course, during the 3-hour assessment, is very difficult to hide and mask your challenges. More so, I think, than if you were having an actual assessment for ADHD or autism, because we were asking you to do time limited tasks. So all those masking techniques go out the window. You suddenly find children, like Helen said, swinging upside down, having to tap their pen or chew it to bits. So all these little things about how they're sustaining their concentration, how they're maintaining their focus, they all come to out in the open. So it's really useful to gather all those qualitative observations so that we can pass to colleagues like you, Steve. And then if we think they do need further referral for more assessment, obviously we'll make that onward referral in the diagnostic report. So I think what we found, Helen, is the adults find it quite liberating because they look back and reflect and think all this time they've had those struggles. Most of the people who've been working really, really, really hard for the same outcomes as their peers, but had to work really hard.
Sometimes I find it reminds them of school. So sometimes they get quite emotional because it triggers the feelings they had when they were at school and like sort of struggling and stuff like that. And I've had people where they thought, oh, I'm going to have the day off after this. It's a day off from work, have a barbecue. And then like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. I don't want to have anyone over now because it's yeah. And if you have got
vulnerable,
it's going to feel worse because when you found that weakness, whether it's in your phonics or whatever it is, you have to work really hard to try and answer the questions. So they find it more interesting.
Well, I think that's been a brilliant overview for anyone that's watching this. It's given a really kind of clear picture of what they're going to go through. And I'm sure if they want to find out more, they can always click the link below. Or indeed, like you said, just pick up the phone, ring you, or email you. So that's all we've got time for this week. Thanks for watching, everyone. And next week, I think we're going to do the same process, but looking at ADHD. So take care, everyone. Until next time, bye for now.
Bye for now.